Hello everybody, I'm Clayton.
I'm Dagger.
And we are going kayaking, and yes, I'm going too this time. Right, where are we going, Darren?
We're going to Swanage for lunch, and we're leaving from Studland, which means on the way we'll be passing Old Harry Rocks and all the pinnacles and white cliffs along the way.
Well, that sounds good. Right, can't wait to get going. It's a lovely day for it, and we're going to do something a little bit different, a little bit of comms whilst we're out, see how that works instead of doing it back in the studio. So, wish us luck. Not picked a better day for it, to be fair, which is perfect for me because I don't really like the waves and the wind. So I'm going to follow Uncle Darren as we head out to Old Harry's Rock, and we'll take in some of the sights. Usual safety equipment with us. I got flares in the boat, Darren's got a VHF radio, both got our vests on. Darren's got a spare paddle as well. We've both got bilge pumps. And what else have we got? And actually we both got compasses, which is pretty cool. Not that we'll need them today particularly, but I'm sure Uncle Darren might just contradict me on that. Yeah. Compasses on a day like today?
Not really. Following the coast, just wonderful.
Following the coast. That's what we're going to do. Oh, a neap tide. What does a neap tide mean again?
A lower tidal range.
There you have it. A what? A what?
A lower tidal range.
Oh, lower?
Lower highs, higher lows.
Okay.
Well, this was a little bit difficult to draw in the boat, and I just thought it'd probably be easier for us all to understand if Darren explains fully.
Right, so the tides are driven by the gravity of the sun and the moon. In short, sun and the moon in line, you've got a spring tide. When they're not in line, you've got a neap tide. Next important detail is the cycle is still 6 hours from high to a low, more or less. So on a spring tide, the flow will be faster. We're going past Harry Rocks, which is a known tide race, so we wanted a slower flow.
What's that?
To the left of the rocks now, we can see breaking waves, and that will be the tide race. And that's because you've got a shallow ledge going out, the tide's going over that, and the wind's coming back in across that. Okay. It's not because we've chosen the day with light winds and neap tides, it's not going to be death on a stick, it'll just be a bit of sploosh. So we'll pull in somewhere close to that boat that's anchored up.
So here we are, we're at Old Harry's Rock, and we're going to get the drone going.
We are. This is the north side, so Old Harry himself is just around the corner there. Can't see it at the moment because the tide's quite high still. We can convince Clayton he wants to walk through the gap. You can have a quick preview, but we'll be paddling right past it shortly.
Okay, I'm going to go and have a little look through the gap then while Darren sets up the drone. Woo!
It was all going so well, and then of course it had to be the raving failure that I thought it might end up being due to my lack of ability to produce properly whilst we're out in the water. So we have some commentary, more commentary, but it's from the studio where we are now, having put this all together, coming away from Old Harry's Rock, and an opportunity to catch some surf going over that tide break.
Indeed.
Tide race.
Tide race. Correct.
God, I'm so terrible at this.
It gives us a chance to play with a few waves. We tried to surf some after we'd gone through it, but they were a little bit unpredictable. Couldn't really surf them.
Well, the incredible thing about this, though, it's a lovely day. There's hardly any wind around, and yet this is still quite precarious, or at least it was for me.
Yep, this is why it's so important to do your planning. So we've chosen a day with neap tides, light winds. You can imagine on a spring tide, for instance, you'd have that much more tide flow over this, and any more wind in the opposite direction as well. It's going to get really lively.
I'm not sure my core stability could take much more than that.
Be a cracking video though.
Oh dear. Well, that was pretty cool to do that. That meant you could have an opportunity to go around and whiz around and try and surf a few, of course. And having done that, it was then time to take in the caves and the arches and everything else along this magnificent stretch of coast.
Indeed, there's so much to see.
You never get bored of paddling along here, can you really?
No, it's really spectacular. Whatever the weather, the good, the bad or the ugly, it's still really good to look at.
I am following diligently behind you, which is why you're leading the way. I'm trying to paddle in your wake and avoid things like those, which were the rocks you were pointing at, which were sticking out quite high. But even so, for me, you might not seen them.
Yeah, it's worth getting yourself set up on the right line. If you see it too late, then it's all over. You already hit it.
Just wonder how many millennia it's taken to make those caves, those arches with the tide. Be a long time, I reckon.
Yeah, it's a good couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a geologist.
That is pretty cool. So what, about halfway there, gone past Old Harry's, gone under the arches, going through the other bits, the pinnacles that are sticking out, on our way to get some chips.
It's all about the chips.
Well, this is the thing.
Cheesy chips.
It's all very well us doing all of this, but we're burning up some serious calories.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure we get the energy back on board.
We deserved it.
Yeah, we earned it. Well, we're going to have earned it. Question, how do you know it's safe to paddle through all those narrow gaps?
Darren in the boat's on the case. Because you've got the swell, there's at least a ½ metre swell here, and because of that, as long as it's deep enough for it to not break, it's deep enough for us to paddle.
Well, that's me told, and good to know. It's always important to be fully aware of your surroundings when you're going out doing something like this. Now, talking of being fully aware of your surroundings, Darren's about to go cave exploring.
Perfectly normal.
Yeah, it doesn't look that big, does it? Looks quite like you're not going to get your head in there, and then you look at it from here, it's massive.
Yeah, it didn't go in really far, but it's just trying to keep a bit of distance away from the breaking at the end.
You wouldn't want to be trying that if the weather wasn't exactly as it is now, would you?
No, this would be heading straight into the swell, so a big swell, and that would be a really nasty place to be.
Always better to be safe than sorry. But
Yeah.
if you've got the skills like Darren has, well, go and have a look. That's the whole point of doing these trips, isn't it? It's to see things you wouldn't normally see and explore caves and such like, just like we're bloody 10, 11-year-olds again.
It's true. You've got to do new things, push yourself a little bit, otherwise things get a bit boring. But keep it within certain parameters that you're not going to get in some serious trouble.
Why are the conditions different the further along the coast we go, and it's not just the same, it's not uniform throughout? You'll know this, Darren, surely. Come on.
All this tide, all this slosh, there's a mixture of the camera getting hit, it's the swell coming in from behind us, but it's also tide is going along that way, following the south coast along. And that's creating a bit of an eddy in here behind the cliffs. So you've got the two different currents from the eddy and the main channel all meeting with the swell. So it's all a bit confused there. They look quite big, but I can't surf on them because they're all over the place. It's a shame.
And then you still go and surf them anyway.
Jealous.
Nice one. And again, look, that's incredible. Just we come out from that area into the bay, and it's quite as you like. It's lovely, isn't it?
This part of the drawing is less children here.
We don't want to be hitting any children.
Never hit one yet.
I can smell the chips
And the cheese.
but we don't want to dwell too long. So let's get in, get eating, and get back out again.
Quick refuel. Formula 1 star.
Nice.
Gotta wash your hands.
It wasn't grease. I don't think it was grease in my hands. Oh, having done all that, time to head back and avoid. It's not a seal or a whale. It's just a regular person. I should have laughed because I'm going to end up being like that one day.
It's all the chips, man.
Oh no, we're not far off it now. I can't keep eating chips and not paddling. I'm going to have to keep paddling. Now, going back, what have we got going with us? What's going against us?
So the tide turned while we were on the chips. So we now have tide pushing us back. It also now means that the wind and tide are working together, so it'll be smooth.
It'll be quick as well. We won't even have to paddle. We'll still be being taken home, won't we?
With all that chip fuel and wind and tide help, yeah, it'll be fast as foxtrot.
Yeah, it certainly didn't take us long to get back. And especially with the magic of TV, we're already halfway there. And interesting as well, we come up, or you, so the RNLI were doing something, not sure what.
I think they got their anchor stuck somewhere.
I'm sure you can be helpful.
I offered.
Oh, there they are.
Need a tow?
Fuck off.
All good? I did get a dirty look.
Classic. They come doing their best to completely ignore you though, weren't they? Love it. No, they still didn't need your help, Darren. It's okay.
Yeah, they're still there now, actually. It's only a few months ago.
That sound of silence. It was so quiet out as well, wasn't it? It's
It
incredible.
was gorgeous. There was temptation to land on some of these small beaches that are completely inaccessible, but the other part of us couldn't really be bothered to stop and get wet. So we had to surf instead.
Nice one. Oh, look at that. Good rudder work. Well, you were doing that because I was still miles behind trying to play catch up, so you were able to do your little surfy loops and come back and make sure I'm okay. Look, there I am. Oh, I can go nowhere near you. I need to get out more.
Do some kayaking as well.
Yeah, there is that. This is just about the end of this particular episode, but before we say goodbye, Darren, what's coming up next?
We have loads. It's been a busy year. We've got some from Cornwall, we've got some from Menorca, we've got some from local rivers.
Excellent. Cannot wait for those, and they'll be coming there out on the channel ASAP. But until then, time to say goodbye. A thoroughly good day out, and Thank you all for watching. We hope you liked the video. Please feel free to like, share and subscribe. But for now though, from me, Clayton,
And me, Darren.
it's bye, and stay safe in the water, people.
Oh!
The drone's coming out. We've parked up. Is this what is this called again? Oh, this is Old Harry Rocks. Terrible.